Clap indeed. Good job, Sinistella. Hey, Kevin. Hey, Sinistella. So it's Friday afternoon. We have no more than 3 hours because it's almost 2 o'clock and I have to go at 5 p.m. I probably will not actually stream till 5 p.m. because this morning was a pretty solid 4 hour block of stuff. So just whatever we can get done with, that'll be great. How was lunch? It was okay. There was some leftover pizza, and then I just had, well, I didn't really have anything else, so I had a meal replacement drink. One first a week. Only 10 chances. Actually, no, I guess 6 chances because I only stream 3 days a week. Still better than 0. Okay, so what should we do about this? We skip loading as developers. Close out of all this stuff. We probably should load. Actually, I don't know how I feel about this. It's not like this is a hard bug to fix. Well, it's not even necessarily a bug. Just should we have to load stuff as developers? So when I launch the game right now, what happens is I'm dropped directly into the game and we did not pass through a loading screen to get there, or at least not this loading screen, this one that we see right here, flash really quickly. So that means that we didn't preload all the assets. So whenever we load a UI for the first time, it's like, oh, it needs to load this, this, this. That's probably it. Just those 3. But then same thing, any of these, for example. I don't really think it's a big deal. Yeah, I'm just gonna close out of this. I want to only tackle stuff that's pretty important. This is pretty important. Screen's frozen. Thank you. Screen frozen. I think I said that wrong. I really got to write something that'll fix that. Yeah, pushing a new build today. That's probably worthwhile so we can test out these other changes. I bet they just work, but we should make sure that they work. Fix dialogue initial position, change combined mouse. Yeah, let's push this. Let's not go through with it. It was, yeah. Do you know how to develop an agent? Hey again, Don. I've never made an agent. I think there are kind of 2 parts of this. 1, the underlying model you're using, and then 2, the sort of API you're hooking into. And so making an API for something I don't think would be too bad. Also, there's this, what, MCP, model context protocol or something. Yeah. That's starting to get more standardized. It's still pretty nascent. So no, I don't have experience doing this myself, but I don't know how hard it would be to do. To take some like off the shelf thing and just kind of plug it into your product. Probably not too bad. Also, the AI could help you do that process. Yeah, let's push the new build now. Yeah, let's go do that. Is anyone here on Windows or Linux? And if so, I guess which one? I need to find someone who's on Linux, ideally. Because Windows, I assume there's going to be at least one person watching on Windows. Skynet? The second mention today? All right, well, we have everything already set up. Yeah, let's just run the rest of this stuff. All right, so export all builds. Yeah, no shortage of Windows users. Yeah. Well, if anyone is on Linux, then I'll probably ask again in like 5 or 10 minutes when this is... Well, actually, I guess it's going to be online sooner than that. You know what? Maybe I'll just push it to Steam. And if this breaks for people, then it breaks and we fix it. We don't have, you know, it's not like we have so many users or we don't have paying customers or anything. Pushing the build means publishing it, I'm guessing. Yeah, hey, Leap Year Girl. It is me pushing to itch and to Steam, and that's roughly equivalent to publishing it. So first you need to push the builds to their servers, and then you need to make it live. On itch, this is automatic, and on Steam, you need to like go to a UI and just say something like make this live, and then you need to authenticate. Also, how was the comedy show? The Linux tablet, interesting. I guess it could work. Can you get Steam on there? I know you could just download the executable from itch, but Steam would make it pretty easy. I didn't realize until Kevin said that what's her name, Milliken, was on Taskmaster, that I realized my wife probably knows who that is then, because because she watches a lot of Taskmaster. But I don't think I've seen her. It's funny, but too not safe for work. Ah, I see. Is she that way? I guess she can't necessarily be that way on Taskmaster because it's a TV show. It's always kind of hard to tell how someone's standalone comedy is going to be. She watching the latest season? I'm not sure what she watches. She was watching it just the other night, but I can't tell what season it is. I don't. I've watched like half an episode before. It just wasn't really my thing, I guess. What was I gonna do? Oh yeah, push this. So let's go do this. Upload to itch.
Whoops.
No, to itch. There. And then I guess I might as well do this myself, huh? Make sure that it works. Oh, I already did test this earlier. I should have done it before doing what I just did. Yeah, you know what else I'm realizing? We don't do this with music. I wonder if we should preload music. Oh man, this is nice. Okay, so it is now. It's coming out on YouTube on Fridays. I think she's subscribed to something that lets her watch this. I don't know what it is. Yeah, I don't know where this airs. So I'm not totally sure. Okay, could people potentially do me a favor here? Let me see, this is uploaded. Yeah, it got uploaded. Okay, so on the itch page, this is the only place you'll find these binaries now. Ideally, someone on Linux could help test this too, but could someone on Windows download the zip of this and just run it and see, does it, start a new game just fine or load your existing game fine? It should hopefully work exactly like how the old ones did. So yeah, I don't think there should be a problem, but that's what we're verifying here. Yeah, it's working for me. I guess I could upload it to Steam now too. I don't actually need to wait. I just don't publish it until sounds like things are pretty good. Same with the patch notes. Patch notes are here. I put this on 0714. Yep. So patch notes. Okay. Past event. And new event. 14. All right, relatively minor patch notes for today. Let's do that. Preload all icons to reduce any potential stuttering it would cause. It would have been pretty minor though. What else do we do? Stop defaulting. Confine mouse to game window to true. Confine mouse to game window, yeah. Change default of this to off. This feature is relatively buggy in Godot itself, and I don't want it frustrating new players. What else do we have here? Fix dialog initial position. Fix the initial position of dialogues. They don't show at the upper left most part of the screen. And remove options for showing loot and battle stats. They were already on by default, and not many people seemed to try turning them off. So the options just aren't in the UI anymore. Okay, that's it. Save. Game runs fine on my tablet. Okay, cool. Yeah. Yeah, I'll just publish this then. Steam link here. Nope. Give me one sec. Default. This is 14. There we go. And then I just load up Steam. Okay, we're all done. So now I just need to do this. Publish. Publicly visible. Did I already do this? Oh no, this isn't the right one. Here. Okay, and then we bump this. Bump game version to 0714. Cool, cool, cool. All right, now let's start going through the list. Yeehaw. Well, I'm glad this is online. I think the biggest change I'm happy about here is this one. The confined mouse to game window option, it was just a mess. It's still a mess, but at least it's not on by default. Part of me always wonders how many people start playing the game and they're like, oh, let me move the window, and it doesn't move, and they're just like, well, I'm done playing the game now. I know any bug can make people do that. But that one was particularly pernicious. Okay, let's start with this. Radiant Retaliation mentions double strike, but probably shouldn't until you actually get double strike. All right, Radiant Retaliation. Whenever you heal with this, use Shield Bash on a random enemy. Yeah, so this parenthetical text could be moved. And it should only show up if you actually have double strike, if you've unlocked it. Has ability? Has unlocked ability? Yeah, there we go. Okay, so something like this. Should be pretty simple to do. We'll localize it at the same time. Okay, so string double strike note is empty. And if you have unlocked this thing, there's a has unlocked ability and ability component. Abilities component? Abilities component. Has unlocked. This is here. There's no other way to call this. Okay, that's fine. How do we do this on this one then? Oh, it's also fine. Hooray. All right, so we get this from the entity. Yeah. Okay, so double strike name goes here. And then we put this over here. Cool. Then we use the double strike note on this. Okay, then we localize all of this. Let's go try it out. There's a 50% chance that we unlock this in the correct order. So we just need to keep doing it until we get it in the right order. And I don't know. Oh, nice. We did it. Okay, cool. So there's one. And let's paste that into here. And then now we click this. Oh, that didn't work. What'd I mess up? Oh, this says lethality. Oh my God. I should have saved the game. Should have saved it. Oh, well, it's still only a 50% chance. It's not like it's going to take a long time. Whoops. How many coin flips can I really lose? Okay, we lost this one. But we can still test this. Yeah, that this worked. Okay, let's try again. Oh, you know what we could do? We can save every time we unlock an ability that isn't one of the two. It's like we could save now and then unlock a random skill and then save and then unlock a random skill and then save. Okay, so now we just load from the save file, unlock a different random skill. Oh, wait, is this deterministic? Because it just picked the same one twice. Oh, no, it is not. Okay, so save that. We've lost 3 coin flips so far, 4 coin flips. Turns out we can lose a lot of coin flips. 5 coin flips. Oh, there we go. We got it finally. Okay, so whenever you heal with Holy Light, you shield bash on a random enemy. Let's save this. And then when we unlock Double Strike, it now says this extra shield bash can be affected by Double Strike. Yeah, nice. Hey, Monarchy. Or Damon. Damon. You were using weighted coin. Yes, yes. There are heavy electrons behind this. Okay, so time to localize this. This is the display name. And it's going to be Radiant Retaliation. Good. We need these 2 things up here. Good. And now we need all of this stuff. So this is tooltip, or like main tooltip content, something like that. And that's going to be this. Oh man, you got to pass in the formatted stuff. This is somewhat annoying. Messages, get main tooltip content. Okay, so we're going to say Holy Light name. It's going to be format skill. And then shield bash name, and then double strike note. Good. Then over here, we remove that, and we need to localize this too. All right, so private const string double strike note. This extra shield bash name can be affected by double strike name. Yeah, perfect. All right, so now what do we do to get this to work? Messages, get double strike note. All right, we need shield bash and then double strike. But I want these to have the names before them. All right, everything should be good. We just need partial on this class. And I don't know where that AABB came from. That was weird. All right, but it should be working now. So now when I load from a save file, we should see exactly the same text as before. Yep, whenever you heal with Holy Light, you shield bash. And when we unlock shield bash, and now it says this extra shield bash can be affected by double strike. Or maybe is affected, not can be affected. Yeah, is affected by double strike. Or maybe is subject to. Yeah, it's fine. Okay, that was it. Radiant Retaliation. I'll just say improve Radiant Retaliation tooltip. It no longer mentions double strike until you unlocked it, and it is now localized. Well, only in English. But yeah. Okay, done with that. Add some of this artwork to the unused folder. If this is what I'm thinking, this is some of Quickie Joe's new artwork. He made a few different things, and I really, really like what he's done. I'll share it. So we're going to make a new character class, and I wasn't totally sure what direction to go in. So he designed a few different ones. This one was supposed to be like a fiery bird. It would shoot these fire tornadoes at the enemy. This one was a little goblin mechanic. And I absolutely love this character. And then this is the one we're probably going to go with, which is a bit unusual, but it is a mushroom character. So yeah, the final adventurer is probably going to be this adventurer. And maybe we'll just call them mushroom or something. But they'll attack with like a spore cloud, I think. And they're going to do a ton of damage, but attack pretty infrequently, and they'll be able to revive themselves. So I wanted to put this inside of the unused folder, but I'm not actually positive. I guess let's download this. Maybe there's an easier way to do this. Bird frames. Gremlin frames. Yeah, I'll just download those for now. Okay. Save as here, bird frames and gremlin frames. Cool. Now let's go put those in the game. Downloads. Assets unused. Okay, so add unused graphics. These came from, I might as well just link to the thing, right? It's not worth it. That link isn't even gonna work for people who probably look at this code in the future. Oh, and then technically we need to load this up. Yeah. All right, look through icons like Heart Plus Zeromancer and maybe update their IDs when they no longer use Skeleseller, non-Skeleseller artwork. Should be basically all icons. Honestly, not sure this is worth doing. Yeah, like Arrow Cluster already is our own custom thing. So probably all of these work that same way. It's also not that hard to do, I guess, but I just, it's not very important. I suppose let's open this up. Yeah, like, yeah, nah, I'm gonna do it. I at least let us track where we're using this stuff. So we just drop the names from all of these things. In fact, we're not using any temporary artwork, are we? I guess if how can I easily find this? If we just scroll through this folder and see if any files are white other than the import files. So basically we see a chunk of 3 white files in a row, and I don't see any. So there's not a problem there, but I do know that we have non-Skeleseller specific icons in this folder. No, not that folder, this folder. Yeah, in fact, all of them. No, not all of them. Oh, I guess it's a little hard to figure out. Is this a game icons icon? Yes. Okay, well, there are only, what, 17 of these? So this shouldn't be that hard to do. Is this one of these? Cancel. I think Quickie Joe made this one. Yeah, Quickie Joe made this one. Okay, so let's write this down. Barn game icons. So far, the other ones are fine. Clockwise rotation. Clockwise rotation. No, this is a custom icon. Okay, cog. This is custom, I think, because of the little divots here. Yeah, and the circle. Yeah, it's definitely different. Okay, totally fine. Cycle. Cycle is custom. Whoops. Yeah, it probably is good to just do this now. I didn't even need to open Fruity Loop Studio. It doesn't matter. All right, edit party. This one I think is, no, wait, no. Is this custom? I don't think edit party was a thing that they have here, but they would have called it like people or something. But no, I don't think this is it. They use different icons to represent people anyway. All right, minus, I'm pretty sure Kevin made. Paper line. I think might have come from like Kenny icons or something. Paper line. Where did this come from? I don't know where that came from. Maybe Quickie Joe made that. Let me see if I can find that. Paper line. Oh, you know what? It might have been. Okay, we need to look at the. We need to look at this through Git. Paper line. Where is this? There it is. All right, so git log that. Updated icons, add title screen. Maybe it's easier to do this on GitHub directly. Which one is Paperline? It's for the credits. I think I even asked you about this potentially in this PR. Like, where did this come from? Where did this come from? Kenny's pack. Yeah. Okay. It's in here somewhere. Oh, it just doesn't show in this. Hard to verify that something doesn't exist. Looking through like 50 icons at once. I don't think it's there. We could download this and see. It says there are 105 of these. There's what, 7? No, wait, that should be it, right? 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. That's 105 then. Wait, what? So I should see it in here? Huh. What is it all in one bundle? UI elements, maybe? Hmm. Here maybe? Game Icons expansion? No. Game Icons fighter? No. I mean, it could be anywhere. Yeah, it could be anywhere. I guess we could search for icons, but there aren't a lot of these. Is it in here by any chance? The thing is, the style doesn't really look the same. Yeah, it couldn't have come from this. I guess we could just search for this image, right? So if I export this as an image file, put this in temp, and yeah, sure, paperline.png. Okay, then we go to, give me a sec, paperline, drag an image here. It didn't find anything. This isn't good. Yeah, I don't know where this came from. I think Quickie Joe made this one. Oh, maybe there was originally a Paperline. I mean, it does say this was outdated. Ah, yes, that looks like, yeah. Okay, cool. So then, yeah, Quickie Joe made this one. Okay, cool. Great. Note to future me from past Kevin. You updated this icon. comment. Okay, great. Edit party's also there. Yeah, edit party, I was pretty certain that it was already custom. Okay, now plain arrow. This has Delapuit right in the name. It is just a down arrow, so it wouldn't be that hard for me to draw this myself even. But let's make sure that it's there. Down arrow. Huh. There it is. Plain arrow. Yeah. That one's still this. Plus is custom. Recycle. Recycle probably comes from here. Yeah, it does. Number keeps getting bigger. Yeah, thank you for the resub, Free Technic. How's it going? You having a good Friday? So icons from game icons. Barn. What did we just talk about? Plain arrow. Recycle. Should be everything that's in the quick move thing. Robot antennas probably is, but this is just our placeholder. And I don't even know if we use this anymore. It's only when we have none there. Yeah, it's probably fine. Hey, Dr. Maul. Feeling really unproductive. Spend lots of time in video calls. Aw. Yeah. I know what it's like. You have your work, and then you have your work. You don't always get time to do your work. So robot antennas is probably from here, but it doesn't show up in the public version of the game. Yeah. And it's not even, we don't even have the attribution in here. But I should probably write this down. This is from Delapuit. All right, so robot antennas. That SVG is from here. However, it is not user facing. It's only if an icon, it's only if we use the none icon. Honestly, we should probably just make it a bright pink square and not use someone else's work for this. I'll just write that down for the future. Replace, and by the future I mean like the next hour probably, with Atom Art. Yeah, in fact we can use my artwork for that. Stream is a bit laggy. I think it's probably your internet, given that you said you're traveling. I don't have any drop frames, so hopefully it's fine for everybody else. Okay, so robot antennas we're still using, of course. Robot antennas. Then run.svg. I'm nearly positive this is custom. I think it looks like the game icons run, but it's not. Yeah, it's not. Okay. Shop.svg. This one very likely is game icons stuff. Yep, looks like it. Let's take a look for sure. Yep, it is. All right, shop. Then tavern sign, same thing, should be from game icons. Yep. I mean, I didn't confirm it, but I'm I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it is. And then the final one here is Valve, which again, I'm pretty sure is from game icons. Cool. Yeah. Stream's fine for you. Got it. Yeah. Just a train thing. Okay, so other than these 6, every icon we have is something that's custom for Skeleseller. So we need to replace all of these such that they don't have, whoops, there's a shortcut for that. Okay, it's Control, Command, left, and right. Whoops. It's pretty good to know, except for that it says whoops every time I do that. So where is barn.svg used? Just directly from the editor. Interesting. So then none of these things should even show up here. Recycle? No. Robot? No. Shop? Wait. Yeah, no, it didn't. Shop? No. Tavern? No. And what's the last one? Plain arrow? That one might show up. It doesn't. Where does it show up in the game then? Plain arrow. Instant slot toolbar. Oh, it's the dock icon, I think. I didn't write Valve. Oh yeah, you're right. I didn't write Valve. Good catch, Maypop. But that also shouldn't exist here. Okay, cool. So then here's what we have learned from this. We can just remove all of the names from these icons now. This is going to modify a whole lot of files, but it should be in a very straightforward way. By the way, I have a shortcut for selecting just the last word, but it doesn't work in this dialog. So I have to just backspace 4 times. Cool. We could probably remove some people from the credits now, because we're not using their stuff anymore. This takes a long time. Dark Zaitsev. Lork. We probably should have just done a blanket find and replace on everything at this point. I just didn't want to go through and find out if Lork is a substring of something else that we actually need. Probably not when capitalized like that. And Delapuite certainly isn't. It knows the changes I'm making here and is suggesting new ones, but it doesn't know what other files they should be made in. Well, whatever. This is going to have no player impact, but it's still worth doing. And we're down to the S's. Can't take that much longer. Yeah, how many more of these do we have? How many more do we have? Oh, not bad. Okay, we're at the end. Then I should rename the final files. Write that down. Rename the remaining game icons files to contain the artist name. That way we can still search our code base for these people. Because right now if we search for it, it shouldn't show up anywhere, I'm pretty sure. Maybe in the credits still. Okay, so let's search this file. Let's search just everything for Lork. Oh, I missed one. It's likely that I missed several. Okay, so they show up in the credits right now. Ah, it is a substring of something. Color cycle. Color cycle. Yeah, so in the game credits menu, that's it for them. Let's look at all the other ones that we removed. How do we find that file? Icon ID. Here we go. All right, let's close out of all of this stuff. No, not that. I need that. But everything else we can get rid of. Okay, now we go back to this. And I copy this. And we'll just, you know what we'll do? We'll do this in kind of a hacky way. We'll select all of these and just get the last word and then make them unique. And then alphabetize these. And now we just need to look for names. Olson is probably a name. Yeah, so I think these are all the names that we had. Now we look at the game credits menu. Credits. Where is it? Zeromancer. Yeah, here they are. So Zeromancer was the name. Let's just load this up in the actual thing. All right, so here are all the names that we had. These should match these, right? Andy Manili is there. Dark Zaitsev is there. Delapuite is there. Lork is at the top. Carl Olson is there. Skell, Zeromancer. So the ones that are missing then. Esped. That's it. There should be 8 names here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. So Esped has been gone from the game for a while, I guess. They're in the credits. And this is... Oh, it's not quite a substring over here. Yeah, they're in their credits, but they're nowhere else. And then the final thing we need to do, so yeah, people we need to remove from their credits. That's bad for sure. We need to figure out where are these icons from, like who made them. And then we need to rename the files to contain that information. So let's go back to gameicons.net, search for barn. So this one's by Delapuid. Plain arrow is obviously by Delapuid. Okay, that's fine. Recycle is by Lork. Robot antennas I'm going to delete. So let's just not even write that one down. Shop is Delapuid. Tavern sign, Delapuid. And the last one being Valve. Okay, so we only have 2 people's icons we're using. Out of curiosity, who made robot antennas? I am going to delete it, but yeah, Delapuid. Okay. So now we rename all of these. Let's do it through Godot. Let's also close out of these things I have running here. This and this. Okay, so we go to icons. And let's plug this in. Barn Delapuid, good. Plain arrow already has that in the name. Recycle is Lork. And every single other one is Delapuid. So yeah, robot antennas. Shop. Tavern sign. And Valve. Okay, good. Now we can delete everyone else from the credits. So we're only keeping the top 2 names there. All the other ones can go away. So empty cell and this. Gone. I guess we can just delete all the way to the end. All right, our credits got a lot smaller now. Nice. All right, so what haven't we done at this point? Replace robot antennas with Atom art. But I would need to draw it, right? Can we get like a ping to SVG converter? It doesn't need to do a good job at all. This is a placeholder. Actual Atom art? Yeah, actual Atom art, which I don't even know where that's located. Twitch emotes. Does that still exist? Atom learns live. Doesn't need to be SVG either. Oh, that's true. It doesn't. Yeah. Okay, let's save this. Game. Oh, I can't drag this off the screen. Weird. Icons. Atom art.png. Okay, did that work? Yeah, there it is. It's beautiful. Is there? Oh no, that's on my monitor. All right, so now we go delete robot antennas. And plug that in with Atom art. Okay, now let's see what it would look like if one of the things in the game had that as the icon. So let's go to, what's the easiest thing to get? I don't know, Town Hall. Town perks. All right, player auto battle. I'm gonna give this an icon of none. Okay, let's go test it. Now no one can say I didn't contribute lovely artwork to this game. Whenever anyone's like, hey, did you do the artwork for your game? I can be like, yeah, some of it. Only the most important upgrade in the game. True full stack developer. I should leave this in. If you're signed into Twitch, all the icons just change to my emotes. Can you imagine if we did make an Atom Art mode and I did draw all of these? Probably by the end of doing them all, I would get decent at them and they'd start looking like real artwork. His name is Max. Max Yellow. However, if you are very wealthy, you can get that or that. These are the rare ones. I think only Raimu has it. Maybe one other person. They're not worth getting, obviously. All right, so robot antennas. Didn't I just write a note about this? Yeah. I just deleted it now. All right, nice. Yeah. Okay, let's try running the game again. Everything should look identical. So what we're going to do is we're going to unlock every single skill in the game and see if any of the icons show up broken. Those are all fine. Those are all fine. I'm not just looking for like a bright pink picture or something. I'm also just trying to see, do the icons generally look like what they're supposed to? And yeah, so far so good. Yeah. And then all of the perks. Let's go get all of those. There. Why do we already have that? I guess Grant most things gave me that. All right, so perk icons looking good, looking good, looking good, looking good. Yeah, cool. Cool. All right, we just modified 400 files. That's not bad. It's actually only 96. If you're paying close attention. And we can make it look like fewer if we do that. Now it looks like 86 because it caught renames there. You can use emote modifiers with higher tiers. I mean, they're just distinct emotes. So you could have it so that when you're on tier 2, you unlock a certain emote. And people would generally use it for a modification of an icon, but it could be some like special thing. A lot of people make like a golden version of their icons. I think Leap Year Girl has a golden Kiboga icon. Is there even a reason to look through this diff? Pop-up shows that you can do flip and glasses and all that. Oh, yeah. That's just a generic thing for any emote, as far as I know. Can you do it for animated ones? Oh, I have it turned off. Do you want me to turn that one on? Ah, there it is. Boga Hey G. The G is for gangster. I'm going to very briefly skim this. If anything looks out of place, then hopefully we see it. Because I'm not looking through 86 files. Especially because all this was done automatically. And because I didn't see any problem. Now, none of this could change the alphabetical ordering of this because I only ever deleted from the end of the word. Yeah. Oh, we could just run alphabetization on this. Let's do that. Let's see if it alphabetizes this differently. Nope. What about over here? Nope. Okay, cool. That's fine. Oh, it's being available if you get a higher tier sub. Oh, I see, but it's not actually available. Okay, so clean up icons. What do we do? Renamed icon files to match the artists. Removed people from credits whose icons we're no longer using. Added Atom Art to the game. Is that all we did? I think that's all we did. Oh yeah, and renamed icon IDs to remove game icons artists. Okay, so note that the only game icons we're actually using are Where did the list go? Oh, I deleted it. Well, shouldn't be that hard to find. Yeah, so barn, plain arrow, shop, tavern, sign, valve, and then the Lork one. What was the Lork one? Recycle. And as mentioned earlier, they should all have artist names in the file. Cool. Yeah. There's something you can choose? I don't know. I don't remember setting this stuff up. I just found channel points to be pretty silly originally. Granted, I had my own like equivalent of channel points, and that's probably why I found it silly. And then I got rid of the lights that I was using the channel points for. Need to make available skill points more obvious. People don't see the pips or the change in pawn color. I think we already have this written down though. Yes, already written there. Okay. People expect the title screen to have looping music or something. Maybe just town ambience or chatter or something would be good. So the problem is that this track I made wasn't supposed to be looped. Let me turn the sound down just in case this is too loud. Okay, no, now it's too quiet. Okay, so it starts with this like, very obvious intro sound. And then it drops down, a bit of silence, and then a xylophone. Blah, 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 gets to the end of the track. So now, what if we waited like 10 more seconds and then just played it again? I think it would sound out of place. It would let people know that there's supposed to be title screen music. Also, how many people are really going to hear this? Like, so what if it sounds out of place? Yeah, I think I'm leaning toward just after, I don't know, maybe even like 20 seconds, it loops on the title screen. Or maybe it respects the, let's just have it respect whatever you typed in the game. Yeah. Yeah, we'll just loop it. Okay, so now how do we loop it? Because I don't know how we set this up. Do we have an audio player in here? We do. Okay, so then it's that. So title screen, audio stream player. This is set to autoplay, but not to loop. I'm guessing there's a loop feature on here. Weirdly enough, I don't see it. Huh. Oh, maybe it's in the stream. Yeah, loop begin, loop end, loop mode. There's probably a way you can make like a looping thing. What is this considered right now? Audio stream wave. How do you change this? Huh. How do you change that? Oh, now I can change it. What? I needed to make that unique? That shouldn't be required to enable these things. I don't even want to save that change. Nothing else should have the title theme. And even if something did have it, this should still be editable and it'll just modify all of them. I say local to scene. I can't even do that. Huh. Maybe because of how I imported this, it's an audio stream wave. Maybe I need to make an audio stream and then like, no, I have no idea. I don't know. Yeah, it probably does refer to the source wave file. Okay, well, I don't want to set looping through this because it's got to respect what the setting is. So we got to modify this through code. How are we going to do this though? That means we need to listen for when you change this setting. Oh, there is a settings menu. So we could just add an action in here, right? Music. Oh, wow, it's already there. Look at that. So what do we do when we change this? We currently invoke a thing over here so that we can pass this up to the music system and then change the playback delay timer. Okay, it'd be nice if we had a music system, but we don't. But I think Kevin was working on something that's going to let us consolidate, or maybe he already did and I merged it. I don't remember what happened. No, this, yeah, this should help. Did I look at this? I did. Mentioned 7 hours ago. Oh, I never looked at this PR. Yeah, I'll need to do that too at some point. Okay, well, let's just go the easy route for this then. Let's just have it go every 10 seconds. How many people are going to sit on the title screen, right? Or even 15 seconds or something. We don't have an audio player here. Let's go get one. This is audio stream player, and it is an audio stream player. Yeah, of course. Audio stream player, audio stream player. Fetch this thing. And then when it's done, wait 10 seconds and then start it again. Finished. Emitted when a sound finishes playing without interruptions. It's not emitted when calling stop. Okay, what are we doing here? Can I just call play on this again? All right, let's try that. This is going to play with no delay. Let's see what that sounds like. It's not going to sound good. I just want to see, does it work? We could replace the 40-second long track with something shorter. But again, I don't feel like doing that. So we're just going to wait. He sounds bad. It's for suspense. You're right. Welcome to prosiping. It's a word. I believe so. Let me know about the pronunciation. Take 30 seconds setting the speed. Could have done that. Now it's too late. Okay, yeah. So now we just need to have it wait 10 seconds or so. Private timer replay music timer equals null. And then just write a little comment here saying this is a lazy hack for replaying music since we don't have... Oh, we do have the settings menu though. We could just change this here, can't we? Yeah, you know what? I don't need a music system. Not technically. Okay, so now we add in a timer here. Equals new. One shot is false. No, wait, one shot is true. And then add it. And then start it. And we could actually potentially just get this from the settings menu, right? Game options, music interval. It's not there. Is it local options? Local setting saver, music display. Oh, yeah, here it is. Local save data. Is this static? It is. All right, local settings, local save data, music delay interval. Neat. And on timeout, we just replay the music. Easy. Easy. Okay, now this is a little bit weird. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say like set up audio player. And we're going to put all this stuff there. Because there's a lot of code here that I don't think belongs here. Okay. Okay, so let's try that. Let's use Kevin's suggestion and speed up the music. You don't want to wait around for 40 seconds. So how do we change that? There's a way to change the rate or speed. Or we get the stream and change the rate or the speed. There's no way to do that. Come on. There must be a way, right? Godot audio stream player speed. It's not that long. Well, it's going to take me longer to find this now. Speed up music without changing pitch. Do it in the intro. Need the playback. Do I do it in the intro? Yeah, maybe you're right. Game intro. Probably in source then. Source/game intro. And then we search for speed, rate, music. I don't know. Oh, wait, slow music right there. All right, nice. Slow music. Oh, it doesn't actually slow the music. It just changes the pitch. Oh. So this is named incorrectly. We should call this like descend music or something. What would you call that? Pitch shift music? Pitch shift music. All right, so then I don't know how to slow this down. So then let's just plug in a new wave file that's much shorter. Yeah, so let's just export that. Export wave file. If I do this, it's going to change. I don't want to do it that way. I'll just do it this way. I'll cut it off with Audacity. Music, title theme. Okay, yeah. All right, so take this and export audio. Export to computer. Don't ever show me this again. Cool, title theme. Good, done. That was easy. So now we take this and we plug it into here. And that's that. Now we can run this. Yeah, we probably could have controlled that, but I'm done now. All right, so we go to the title screen. Oh, I'm gonna wait forever because I forgot to click Godot. That should have done something. This thinks it's still 78 seconds long. But I changed the title theme. Duration is 6 seconds. What happened here? Do I need to reload it into this? Oh, now it thinks it's 6 seconds long. I didn't do anything. Okay, now we wait 10 seconds. Nice. Now let's set this to 1 minute. We're not waiting for 1 minute. We're waiting for 10 seconds to make sure it doesn't turn on. So now let's set this back to what it was. And yeah, it's been 10 seconds. So we're good. It should spook us in about another 45 seconds. So unique name and owner, that was needed. This is just changing the names of these functions. I'm going to check this in on its own. Rename function, rename slow music function. Wasn't actually slowing anything down. All right, you ready to get spooked? That's worked pretty well. Loop music on the title screen. This respects the setting for music looping, although not with the same. Oh, if you set it lower than the uses that, it only consults that setting after playback completes. I got spooked. I warned you. Halloween will never be the same. Okay, so we can close out of that. We can set this back to 10 seconds. Quit out of there. Probably should have turned off the music altogether, actually. Let's go do that. Local settings. Master volume 0. Okay, so looping music is done. Did I write this anywhere else? No. What about title screen? No. But I know for sure it's somewhere else on this list. Maybe loop. Melmsy, it'd be incredibly funny to have a tiny chance for the music loop to turn into this rap. Not the same thing. This one, though. Music interval in the settings can be accessed from the title screen where the music doesn't ever play again. Maybe we should make it clearer or loop the title screen music. Yep, nice. We did that. Cool. All right. Remember, this is just nonstop work. All work all the time. The perks tab can somehow get resized, causing a scroll bar to appear. Left just hit this. And we have a clip from Left just. Hope the wrap thing makes it in the final product. It could. It certainly could. All right, so I think this happens when we change our money amount. So how about we do this? Go to unhandled input, type page up, delete the cruft around here, and just have this set your money to, how about this? If money is less than 150, then money equals 150. Otherwise, money equals 0. So we can go from being broke to being moderately wealthy. But this might not work. I think we need to call modify money. This calls set money. Set money calls money. Invokes money changed. Yeah, we probably do need to call that then. So modify money. Or do we have set money? We do, yeah. Okay, so set money 150 and set money 0. Okay, that should do it. Let's try it out. It's always been there. I think what I'd want if it were to show up in the game is that it shows up after you've beaten the game at least once, so that you already probably liked the game and it's an enjoyable Easter egg for you. But then where would it happen? Because Melmsy's idea was that there's, you know, whatever, a 1 out of 100 chance that on a game loop, it plays it. So maybe you hear the music for, just make up a number here, like, I don't know, 5 hours or 10 hours. And then you hear it. You're like, what just happened? You might not even be at your computer, though. You might be like, do I have a YouTube tab open or something? It would confuse everybody. Okay, anyway, the thing we're testing here is this. So we have town perks, and there's this dot here. When I remove the dot, nothing changed. Maybe when I enter this when the dot is not there and then show it. How do you get this to happen? I guess let's watch the clip. Let me do this off stream. Let me mute this. I'm going to make an executive decision and say that Left just does not have a problem with me showing his stream on my stream. All right, so no scroll bar right now. He just got enough money and it made a scroll bar. But I didn't see that happen. What's different? He had unlocked auto battling and nothing else. And then just got enough money. Okay, so we need to unlock auto battling. Sure, let's try it again. Then we open this dialogue and we go from not having enough money to having enough money. Doesn't do it. Maybe you need to have multiple tabs. Oh, good point. I never thought of that. Maybe not only multiple tabs, but not enough money for you to afford everything over here. There, does that work now? Oh wait, no, we can't afford anything over here. Not quite. Let's save and reload. What else is different about this? I mean, he also had the farming tab. I guess we can go get that too. Because maybe that had an impact. And then I need to get everything I can afford over here. There. Still not happening. Everything does shift down a bit. Is it? I don't see anything changing. The only thing I can think is that this is like a game scale 1 kind of problem, but I think I've hit this too. Oh, in the clip. Oh, I see. All right, so now if I set this back to 2, this thing might be broken. Yeah, it is. Which is maybe part of the problem. In fact, maybe it has to do with resizing your window at some point. My perks has a scroll bar when there's any dots. Well, like there's a dot at least here. What could cause that? Like, what's different between my setup and Leftjust's setup at this point? He has 3 tabs. None of them have a dot there right now. Is it from fallback font? It shouldn't be. That glyph should be in our font. But that is a good point. If it's from a fallback font, it could be using a different font for both of us. But I think I've seen this issue happen even for me. Let's go find our font. Should be Skeleseller main, I think. So now we go to that site glypher. And then we load this in. And we should see a character here. Where are you? There you are. This symbol is in the font, but it's a mu. Oh, I lost it. How do we go back to that? Yeah, it's a mu. Are we typing a mu? Maybe we're not. Huh. Interesting. That might be the problem. In which case, that's incredibly clever, Freak Technic. I gotta try this out. How do you copy the character out of here? I think I remember this being almost impossible. I could just type a mu. Yeah, it also mutes my microphone, but there we go. Okay, so I typed this into a new label. And we paste that in there. Do we see a giant blob? Yes. Oh, that is super messed up. That's probably not the same giant blob then. Okay, let's go see what font we're using. How do we do this? Tab bar. Panel top bar, not that. Enter panel tab. There's something that keeps all of this stuff. I don't know what it's called. Set affordability. Yeah, it's just hard coded as a big dot. So that is a problem. Man, Freak Technic, good job. At least I think that's what the problem is. So that means that the fallback font on Windows is probably different from my fallback font, which would make sense. There's probably no chance that they're using the same font. So then this character, can we figure out what font that comes from? Would I have to change this? That doesn't look good. Wait, no, there's a way to do this in Mac OS, isn't there? I go to font book and then I find Skeleseller.
Whoops.
Main. Didn't find it. What about Skeleseller?
Whoops.
My God, why can't you type in here? Do I not have it installed? Hang on a second. What's going on here?
Whoops.
Dialogue is messed up. There it is. Okay, so we take this and we paste that in.
Whoops.
What is this? This is the weirdest, like nothing is working the way I expected to. I can't click to the left of the T to put the cursor there, and I can't press the left arrow to get the cursor there. But I can paste this and oh yeah, that messed everything up. Well. That's our problem. I remember you specifically looking through the font to see which icon to use. Yeah, but it doesn't exist here because it changed all the text around it. If we put a mu in here, that didn't work. Yeah, now you can see it's a dot, but it didn't break the rest of the text. But as soon as we type the bigger dot, it does.
Whoops.
Oh, which means it would be changing the entire font, right? Just like we're seeing here. No, wait, no, it wouldn't necessarily mean that. Would we see it in the clip? Did it change fonts? Just take a screenshot. Can I zoom in on this? Kinda. All right, so that's the before. And that's the after. I think it's the same font. I'd be pretty surprised. So stupid that I have to do this. No, the rest of the text is the same font. Yeah, so it's just that one character. I think it does handle it per character because if I type an emoji and then I switch to my font, no, it's not gonna even load this though. But I don't know why that happens. Why doesn't it use a fallback font for an emoji? Maybe it's because emojis are really just combinations of Unicode characters and there's nothing in... I don't know where the font page went. I probably closed it. Yeah, I think I closed it. All right, well, the question is, what do we do about this? I guess we need to make a giant dot that doesn't have any problems in this font or use a different symbol. I gotta load that thing up. Let's go back to Glypher, I guess. Okay, so do we have anything we could use? Probably not. Like this character kind of works, but the issue that we have with this is that it clearly doesn't render correctly. And I don't think there's going to be any fixing that. Hey, doctor. Yeah, I'll just use RG directly in here. How's it going? I don't think we're going to magically find something we can use here. But we do have some special characters in here, but they're all skulls. We also have this square. We could maybe use that. It'd be great if I could copy this. Instead, I got to do this. All right, does the square render correctly in Godot? It doesn't render at all. Why? We have a square character here. Oh, it's showing up white now. What? Well, wait a second. I can just draw this in, can't I? I don't need any artistic ability to draw a rectangle. But I want a circle. I can draw a circle too. Oh, this won't be too bad then. Very well, very well. It's pretty late for you now, right? Okay, I'm a genius. Look at that. That's a pretty good circle. All right, let's load this back up before I mess this up. Let's start from scratch. That way I don't have some random circle in here. Thanks, Brutarius. I'm kind of a great artist. What can I say? Other than to praise myself endlessly. So we got to go find that mu and turn it into a proper circle. Yeah, here. Okay, how does this program work and how do I know how tall this should be? If we look at a capital A, yeah, like where's the, how do you know what the top part of this is supposed to line up to? Is there some grid I'm not drawing here? All right, well then let's just take a screenshot of this and try to get it to look the same. Yeah. This entire font is original? Yes, but it's not my work. It's Quickie Joe's work. Hey, Panda. Probably a way to show the hinting grid. It might be one of these things. But let's just see. I'll just try some things out here. I already forgot what that thing was. You think, oh, he can remember what he just did 10 seconds ago, and nope. No, I cannot. Here it is. Okay, it's in supplement. Let's remember that. Okay, so now we compare this with this. I'll put it on my other monitor. All right, so advanced width, I guess, can be whatever it's set to. Bearings left and right. Sure, whatever. Bulk edit paths. Probably fine. Baseline left, lock aspect ratio. Okay, so then all I need to do is get rid of what we have here. Can you clear this somehow? Wait, this is already considered a circle? Then maybe circles don't render correctly in Godot. How do you delete stuff? Oh, with a pointer? Oh my god, look at that. There's like a million paths in here. That's why this is rendering poorly. Well, goodbye. Let's try this. A perfect circle. Actually, is that a perfect circle? Can I hold shift? No. How do you make a perfect circle? There's no modifier key to make one. So we have to approximate my worst enemy, symmetry. Yeah, that's probably pretty good. And if we drag by here, oh, nice. Now we can keep the aspect ratio. All right, shrink that a little bit. Put that there. All right, let's go try that out. Oh, interesting. I can change the actual glyph here. I see. Yeah. It's not perfect. Path is your panel. Oh, this thing? Yeah. Well, still, anyway, close enough to perfect. Someone's gonna have a vein burst in their forehead. All right, save project file. So wait, how do I use this? I wrote some notes on this, didn't I? Editing fonts. Instructions. Use this tool, drag the font. If editing this, you probably have to edit both fonts. Oh, yeah. They have a live preview that you can pop out. When done editing, go to File, Export, and describe the exact changes you made in a commit. Okay, so File and then Export. It's Control E. I want to export as OTF. Okay, yeah, we got to write that down. Yeah. All right, so we should modify the bold one as well, but we should figure out where that just went. Possibly into downloads. Yep, there it is. All right, so now we paste this into ooh, wait, what? Oh, nice, I see. It just put the word regular at the end. OTF, and put this into here. Replace. Okay, now we load up Godot. It takes forever re-importing. Hey, say hello. And we should see this turn into a nice... Oh, wait, we already did. When did that happen? Oh, wait, no, that one. Oh, that dot's a different dot. There's our perfect dot. So now we put the... Where is that? Affordability. This, it's going to be a mu character. And then we put in parentheses, this will turn into a... And then we replace it with the dot character I just accidentally deleted. Because I wanted that first. There we go. Yeah. Okay, now we try that out. Yeah. Yeah. I would never have figured this out. All right, nice. So now we have to just hope that that's working for everybody's machine, I guess. Why don't we override the dot character instead of mu? Yeah, that would be smart. Okay. Can we copy this glyph? Because I already drew a perfect circle. I'm not going to draw another perfect circle in my life. I don't know how you would do that. And there's like there's a feature to combine glyphs somewhere, and I'm not going to try to figure that out. All right, so where do we get the shapes? Here they are. Where's the dot? There it is. So we take this one. The guides don't even show for this. Oh, now it shows. It's pretty good. Oops, I forgot to hold the aspect ratio thing. We could measure this. I could just draw a line across here. It's not telling me how big that is. Okay, never mind. Let's just load this up in GIMP. GIMP will tell us how big it is. All right, so height is 835. Width is 813. And some change. That's close enough. Can't tell if this is a bit right now. This is Friday afternoon, Adam. Even Adam doesn't know if it's a bit. Command Shift 4 shows the size as well. Do I have to be in some other program? Is it a Mac thing or a GIMP thing? Whoops. Okay, well, I've thoroughly broken GIMP now. The screenshot command. Oh, I have the built-in screenshot thing turned off. Unless you're talking about... Yeah, I have the built-in screenshot thing turned off. This goes into Shotter instead. And actually, Shotter does have a measuring thing, so I could have just used this. Maybe that's why Kevin thought it was a bit. All right, let's export this. Oh, but we changed the mu now. Although the mu was always a dot, and the dot didn't work. So now I guess the dot works over here. All right. Okay, so there's that. Now we can put the dot character back. But how will we know that this worked? I guess because if we do this through the OS, we'll know it worked. So I have to double click this and install this. Man, how do you do this? Install is not highlighted because I already did install it. I want to update the font though. This isn't even the right font. Is it? Yeah, no, it's not working. Oh, I see. Yeah, I could change that. I'm not super concerned. It's gonna look fine in the game anyway. But how do I oh hey, here's where that went. Oh, I'm losing my mind. How do I uninstall a font? Remove. And then install it again. And now the dot should work. Still breaking it. Maybe, oh, maybe it's a different dot character. It's got to be this one exactly. Okay, check this out. Here's what we can do. We can go into Python and see if this is equal to this. Oh, they are the same. I don't know why it's breaking in the font thing over here then. But we know for sure that it should be this character. That's not working. Because this will be impossible to tell if I've actually fixed something here, right? Unless I carve out a little hole in the middle or something like that. Or I turn this into Mickey Mouse. I think your dot is bigger than the system dot. Yeah, I guess just changing anything would let us know. So let's put another circle over here. And then just save the font. All right, re-importing takes forever. Okay. Hey, Vintage, how you doing? Do you test this game only on macOS? Me personally, yes. Oh, nice, we got it. Now we have this weird growth on the top of the dot. Yeah, me personally, yes, but there are enough people testing other stuff where I think it's working pretty well. How'd the stream go, Vintage? Hey, not just some guy. Welcome in. We're working on Skeleseller, but we're doing just like incredibly nitpicky things. So we had an issue. This is not even worth explaining. We had an issue where when you can afford a perk, we show a little dot here. So when you can't afford it, it'll go away. This dot was not renderable in the font that we had. So it was falling back to a system font. And on Windows, that font was larger than the existing font. So it would bump all of the content down a little bit, but not on Mac. So I never noticed an issue. And we were trying to figure out how this happened. And now we have to like modify the font manually. And I was just making a little growth here on this thing so that I could figure out whether this was correct. So we just set this at 734.513. It's now a perfect circle. No one can say differently. But with that said, is that too big a dot? Does this look silly? Should it be like another character? A whole stream placing assets in a kitchen and a living room so the change will be appreciated? Yeah. I think these are the little things that it's very hard to know whether it had an impact unless you had a large test group. Let's say you tested with 1 million people and you kept 70% of them, and then you fixed up the kitchen and living room stuff, and now you kept 73% of the next million. But most people aren't going to have such large numbers to be able to know if these things worked, because that's basically what A/B testing is. It's just test with a large enough population of people. It doesn't need to be 1 million, but it can't be like 3. Do you need to be a character? It just needs to be something that I can render myself at this point. So basically it's got to be a rectangle or a circle because I can't draw. Yeah, I can't have it be a sprite or anything. It's got to be a font character. Anyway, this seems to have worked. So now what we need to do is modify the bold font to do the same thing. So we picked these numbers. Let's just make sure we get the exact same numbers. I'm just going to take a picture of this. Oh, and then I need to export this too, right? Okay, so export that. Now go back to Glypher Studio. Done. And drag in our bold font. That did not do what I wanted. We could make our own tab bar if we wanted to. That'd probably be pretty annoying. All right, so now we got to find geometric shapes. We go find the dot. We consult our cheat sheet. We draw a circle, and we put this at exactly the same coordinates. 21, 386, 7, 4, 9, 4, 2, 5, 7, 3, 4, 5, 1, 3. How'd I mess this up? Just typing in numbers. This is not a bit. Somebody please save me from my own mental health. There, fixed. Genius. All right, now the advance width is broken, 784.66. All right, all the numbers are the same. Yeah, so now we can export this too. We did it, chat. We did it. We did it. Okay, did not mean to download that. So we have Skeleseller main and Skeleseller main dash bold. Skeleseller main, which we can delete that. Skeleseller main dash bold. We put both of these into here. Replace, replace. And that's it. Modified that. This part shouldn't really matter. Let's go test it out. Oh, we could also test out bold text. Oh, it's got to re-import. Seems like you accomplished quite a bit. I made a dot. I don't think that that is monumental by almost anyone's standards. You could definitely use it, Hepta. Yeah, a bit about perfect circles. Look at me go. Okay, so we're going to type a dot and then a bold dot. And we just need to change this type to, oh wait, we might need to copy that before we do this. Go rich text label and then put it in BB code. What? Does bolding do that? I guess it's just changing the weight of the font, which then changes how every glyph is drawn. For whatever reason, what I expected to have happen is for it to look exactly the same because all the other characters that we have look bold. Right, so if all this is doing is changing the weight of the font. Oh, if it switches to the bold font, I wouldn't do that. You're right. Maybe it's not doing that. Maybe I need to change the bold font to my bold font. Quick load in Skell bold. No, that's the italic one. Oh, God. Aha, you're right. Good job, Freak Technic. Now we draw the rest of the owl. Actually, that's it. We're done. I'm giving you another point for that, Freak Technic. Just for how nice it was to have not struggled with this. All right, so what do we write about this? Because we should probably write this somewhere, right? Fonts. Keep in mind that any characters that don't appear in your font should fall back to a system font, which you almost certainly don't want, since that font will be different across different machines and operating systems. Try to only use glyphs that are in your font. E.g., we ran into a bug with Skeleseller where we tried using the dot character Where might you be dot character? You're on my clipboard? Yes. And it was changing the size of the container it was in on Windows. I too am sad that I know this much about fonts. Whoops. Okay, so we fixed a very, very minor bug. Well, actually, we don't even know that we fixed it. Like, yeah, we got this thing rendering, and it looks a little different from what it looked like before. I think I made this larger than it used to be, and now it's standing out to me, but the whole point is for it to stand out, so maybe that's fine. Do we have any pictures of the old perks dialogue? Not here, we don't. Do I have any open already over here? Because I would love to... Ah, yes, there it is. Okay, so here's what this used to look like. It was about the size of a lowercase n. And now it is, let's just say it's eating some spinach. It's a little bulkier. I don't know if I like it. That's a problem. Things like kerning aren't common knowledge. Then I saw a meme on Reddit, and comments were all, today I learned what kerning is. Yeah. The next layer of that meme is, today I learned what chemming is. Yeah, I think these are the sorts of things that most people don't ever have to deal with. Like, think of how many people have made a game and never needed to even be shocked by how fonts work. They just were like, oh yeah, the engine handles that for me. I don't do anything. I just download some font off the internet. Not a fan of that circle. No, you're a fan of this circle. Everyone is forced to be a fan of this circle because I am not redoing this. The steps are too annoying. Okay, so I'll just check this in on its own. Clarify how to export fonts. And then this is going to be change, add the dot character to the main fonts. Prior to this, we didn't have a glyph at all. So it was falling back to some other font. Oh, that's what I meant to write. Emojis don't necessarily work this way for some reason. Just say for whatever reason, I don't care to find out. I don't want to spend time on that note. Prior to this, we didn't have a dot glyph at all, so it was falling back to some other font, which would differ, which would, I guess, be large enough on Windows that it would push the tab bar and cause a scroll bar to appear. This should fix that. Yeah. Oh, well, if the emoji is going to go on this next line, I'm just going to delete it. If I understand correctly, everything is more or less crossing the T's and dotting the I's. Like the last things before it's 100% ready. Yes, but that's just for the demo, unfortunately. So we need to do all of this again for the full launch. And the demo, we're talking about Next Fest being on June 9th. That's what we're trying to target here and make sure everyone has as good a time as they can. Now, with that said, all the polish we're doing here is also obviously going to affect the release. So we are just kind of doing some of this work ahead of time. Like, well, assuming we keep this dot, you know, maybe we change it to a star or something and then all this work was for nothing. But yeah, a lot of what we've been doing, making icons crisper, making the UI clearer, adding tips to places, that will still be beneficial for later, I hope. If we weren't doing this, if we were prepping for the full launch, we'd probably be working on new adventurers, the concept of challenge modes, maybe new bosses or locations, maybe like Steam achievements, and probably a few other things, maybe like localization. None of this is super interesting. These are pretty interesting. I like these. But I think everything else is going to be pretty boring. Yeah, we're getting more adventurers. Did I show you the graphics? I might not have then. Where would I even find them? Let me see. Okay, so here's the spirit caller. And here are the spirits they can summon. I know it's a little hard to see, especially with me blocking half of them, but there's like a little sprite, a dog, a cat, and a snake. And then we have the next adventurer after that is going to be this mushroom guy. And then the final adventurer is the golem, which is here. This one. Can you try this? Open the import tab in the editor for our font, and in the fallbacks, add a system font. That should allow emojis to render. Oh, interesting. Are they hired or unlocked by quest? Hired. Yeah, you'll just hire them. And I didn't mention the roles necessarily, but the golem is going to be a... What did I make for the golem? I don't remember. I know they're going to be a tank. I just don't remember. There's some like gimmick to them. Class design. Mitigation tank was self-healing. The spirit caller was going to be mostly support and a little bit of damage, but not a tank. Their spirits cannot be hit. So they're not like the witch doctor in that case. And the unnamed character, we're going to call this the mushroom character, I guess. Oh, that deleted the bookmark. Mushroom. Damage dealer, glass cannon. See, I'm excited about that. I think that'll be fun. I think it'll be nice to code. And there will probably be some interesting challenges. Like if I were to just make, I don't know what we call it. Let's say we made like a warlock. Whatever you might picture that to be. That's probably going to be straightforward to do. Like we have spells, we have projectiles, we have summons. So whatever you envision for this is probably easy enough. But we're going to be changing things around a bit. The mushroom and the golem characters can probably self-revive, which we've never done in the game before. And hopefully won't break absolutely everything. And then the spirit caller has... It's really like 5 characters at once. 1 character and then 4 summons. So there will be a little bit that we got to figure out for that. But I think those will be fun streams. And I think what we should do, because they'll be fun, is spread them out a bit. So maybe once we're done with Next Fest, do like 1 character per week for 3 weeks. And then that's it. That'll be 10 adventurers. I think that's a good enough amount to launch with. Is the map going to grow? Yeah. Yeah, we'll probably extend it out to the right because this aspect ratio is such that I think it'd look a little bit better if we went out to the right than like up or down. But we might gain some space here. So we could potentially grow it in all directions. Let me take a look at what Kevin suggested here. So we could change the fallback font. What time is it, by the way? Yeah, we're fine. Label. I guess I'll make it a rich text label by default. All right, so we just type Testeroni and a rage face. And we see that appear, but not the rage face because our font, Skeleseller main.otf, we would have to set a different fallback. So I wonder what happens when this is empty. List of font fallbacks to use if a glyph isn't found in this dynamic font. Fonts at the beginning of the array are attempted first. Fallback fonts that don't support the glyph's language and script are attempted last. See also allow system fallback. Allow system fallback. Is that something that we have set already? System font fallback. Huh. Where does that come from? See also allow system fallback. Where is this exist? Resource imported a dynamic font. Oh, it's on the font itself. Oh, wait. Oh, there it is. I didn't see that checkbox. All right, what does it say? If true, automatically use system fonts as a fallback if a glyph isn't found in this dynamic font. This makes supporting CJK characters. Is that Chinese, Japanese, Korean? I've never... Chinese, Japanese, Korean. I've never seen that before. CJK characters or emoji more straightforward, as you don't need to include a CJK or emoji font in your project. Hang on a second. My wife is calling and she knows I'm streaming, so give me 1 sec. This might be an emergency. All right, everything's fine. I said, "Are you okay?" And she said, "Oh, are you streaming?" So I don't know what she called about, but probably just a chat. So I don't think I understand this then. Appearance, loading system fonts, loading support on Windows, Mac, Linux, Android, iOS. What other platforms even are there for this? Huh. Okay, well, let's write that down. Any characters that don't appear in your font will follow the, how do they, fallback rules. Which you almost certainly don't want, since the fallback fonts, well, I should say which you may not want, since the fallback fonts could be system fonts, which would be different across different machines and operating system. Or curate the list of fallback fonts. Okay. To change any of the fallback settings, select your font in Godot and click the Import tab. There, you'll see this allow system fallback and fallbacks. An array of font names you can set. Or an array of, I'll just say fonts, I don't know if they're names, doesn't matter. See emojis working on Windows without the fallback fonts using automatic. Not sure it wouldn't work for you. Must be a Mac thing. Let's go find out. Font fallback emojis. Huh. Colored emojis are broken. Circuit pair emoji. Symbols not displayed in labels. This is on Linux. Can't reproduce. Doesn't have it in master. From 2020. I don't know why this happens this way. The system fallback doesn't allow for emojis. I wonder what the system fallback is. How would you figure this out? Probably through Mac, right? Is there a way to see, like, how would you determine this? Godot figure out fallback font? Using fonts. The font used or one of its fallbacks needs to include them. Otherwise, it won't be displayed, and placeholder tofu characters will be used. But that's not even what's happening. We're just not seeing anything there. Rage. Yeah, weird. Like Noto color emoji. Load a system font to provide emoji glyphs. Oh, man. Create a system font resource in the location where you desire to use the system font. What? So let's change the font here to one of the system fonts, I guess. Font normal, new system font. Oh my God. Is this because I have this installed on the system? It's using itself as a fallback? That wouldn't make any sense, right? Oh my God. Is that what's happening? It can't be, right? I mean, I don't know what it's using if not for that. Maybe just this, one of these. Serif. SF Pro. Where is SF Pro? Are these? I don't see SF Pro. Do you only have the Skeleseller font in the font book? When you say only, what do you mean? I have 400 fonts in here. I'll search for SF. I don't have that font. San Fran. No, I don't have. I don't think I've messed with any of this stuff. I wonder what it's using then. If I uninstalled the Skeleseller font, would it? Yeah. Okay, see this for more information. I don't need emojis or anything. I'm just kind of surprised. I like understanding what's going on. And I think what's happening here is, well, what must be happening is that we're falling back to a font that doesn't have emojis. But how is that possible? Like, why? I never specified the system font to use, right? This doesn't even have any other choices. We just have custom font here and that's it. Huh. Unless the theme specifies a custom font. I'm not sure what's going on there. No, the base theme doesn't specify any of that. Just has a panel. It also worked earlier. Well, the emojis never worked, if that's what you're talking about. Like, I was never able to type emojis in Skeleseller. It worked before BB code. You're saying with a regular label? I don't think so. No, yeah, it's just blank here too. Yeah. They don't show up. Anyway, that's fine. I don't need emojis. I just I just feel a bit shell shocked by this. All right, so we hopefully fix this. Consider having a very obvious rainbow glow on the things we want you to do for the first time. I'm concerned the players may expect this to show up every time. I guess that's what the green highlight and the dot character are for. I'm going to delete this for now. All right. System emoji fonts are such a mess. Apparently, emoji fonts are huge, though. I guess it's a bunch of color and shape information. Well, actually, how is that different from any other character? I guess most characters are like 5 strokes or something, but drawing a crown is probably a bunch. Yeah, and they're only getting bigger. Yeah. Man. Well, I'm definitely running out of steam. What are we at in terms of character count on here? 56,502. Oh, we got rid of 2,300 characters today. Thought fonts were just for text. Yeah, emojis have some kind of interesting properties to them. Let me see if I can find something about this, like combining Unicode characters. There was a blog post someone made about this, and maybe it's this. Yeah, anyway, here's essentially how the family emoji works. Is it's just combinations of other emojis, which is sort of like how ligatures work. So if you look at something like an FI ligature, a ligature is a combination of characters that forms, yeah, like this is a great example. Normally you type FI and it's two distinct characters, but a lot of people combine the F with the dot and then this little branch on the F with this, I don't know the names of these things, so that it forms a ligature. And this is its own character in the font. And that's kind of how emojis work. Not quite, but pretty close. Spent a lot of the morning working on this. Afternoon doing some light triage and struggling with fallback fonts and the I want to get that thing. Nope, there it is. And let's add an emoji. Great. Great. Great, great, great. Wow. I just today, what a day. We got a lot done. I struggled for a while with a bunch of different things. I do think this is what a lot of this polish is going to feel like. It's digging into something that doesn't necessarily have a clear solution, especially because a lot of the things on this list, if it was easy to remove, I probably would have removed it already. So yeah, we're going to have to look through this. I do find that it's pretty good to split triage and fixing, because the problem is I tend to take on some of these tasks and I'm like, oh, this will take a short amount of time, and it doesn't. And if I just stay in triage mode, then it's like being on an assembly line where you have a dedicated task for some time and you just do that task and you get good at it. Something I wanted to share for people who haven't seen it yet. I've been trying to make more YouTube shorts, and I just made one yesterday. And how do I share this? There we go. So yes, if you'd like to watch a nice video I made, it's what, like 40 seconds long? Can you see the time in here? It's 53 seconds. So I want to make more of these, but I mean, they need to actually be accomplishing some goal for me. And then to give you an idea of how I'm tracking this, it's not actually through YouTube stats. It's through Steam stats. So we have this. In the last like 3 weeks, we've got another 44 unique lifetime users. It's not great. I guess when you consider it as a percentage, 44 divided by 1208. Whoops. Yeah, it's like a 3.6% increase in the last 3.5 weeks. That's like 1% per week. Oh, man. What's the wish list count at? Wish lists are at 1796. Remember, this is not real time, so I can never check and see what that is. But yeah, the more the better. And I don't know how much Next Fest will push this by, but I think it's going to significantly increase it. Now, hopefully that means, you know, several thousands, or if I'm incredibly lucky, tens of thousands, but I think that's a far shot. I don't think we can count on just that, which is why I'm going back into shorts and doing these other things. I can keep up with so much documentation. I think just staying organized, when you've got a system, you can just kind of trust the systems. So like this is on my homepage and I just know that, oh, when I press G, I get to that document. And it's because design has the word G in it. And yeah, I look for these things. Boyfriend got home, we're getting groceries. Bye bye, everyone. All right, don't forget to tell Left just about what groceries you're into lately. Have fun, Skeleseller. Have a good weekend. We're going to be signing off anyway. I'm going to go find someone to raid. Let me just do this on screen. Raid channel. Okay, same category, English. And now people we're not following who do not have a crazy uptime. 5 hours, 3 hours. I've rated this person before. I don't know why I'm not following them. Huh. I've definitely rated them. Let's raid this person. Yeah, it's a crazy day. Next week's gonna be a little bit shorter than normal. I'm only gonna stream probably Monday and Wednesday, but then I think it should be back to normal after that. So thank you all for watching. I'll leave the Discord link if you want to join, and I will see you on Monday. Have fun with the code drift.